Here's a story. The reflection, Lena had always been fond of antique shops. The smell of old wood and dust, the creak of floorboards, it all gave her a sense of mystery. So when she stumbled upon an odd little shop tucked away between two abandoned buildings, she couldn't resist going inside. The sign was barely readable, but it said Curiosities in faded gold lettering. Inside, the dim lighting made it hard to see the shelves filled with strange objects, tarnished mirrors, rusted keys, cracked porcelain dolls. At the back of the shop stood a tall, ornate mirror, its frame covered in intricate designs, almost as if it was alive. The glass shimmered unnaturally, beckoning her closer. Lena was drawn to it. She couldn't explain why, but she felt an odd pull. The reflection staring back at her was her own, yet not quite. Her eyes were too wide, her skin paler, and her expression was twisted into something cruel. She blinked, and the reflection blinked in sync. But then it didn't. For a brief moment, her reflection grinned, a wicked, knowing smile that sent a chill down her spine. Lena stepped back, heart racing, but her reflection didn't move. It stayed in place, watching her with that same smile. She tried to look away, but the mirror seemed to hold her gaze, its surface swirling like a black void. Desperate, she turned to leave the shop, but the door slammed shut before she could reach it. Panic surged in her chest as she turned back to the mirror. This time her reflection wasn't smiling anymore. It was reaching out, its hand pressing against the glass, and it was so close. Lena tried to scream, but no sound came out. Her reflection's hand reached further, then twisted unnaturally as it seemed to pass through the mirror, grabbing hold of her arm. Suddenly, the world around her seemed to shatter. Her vision blurred, and her body grew cold. In an instant, she was yanked toward the mirror with a force so strong it took her breath away. The last thing Lena saw was her reflection, now standing in her place, staring back at her with that same sinister grin. And then, nothing.